Hey.
This is literally my blueprint for productivity. If you can do these 5 things, then I've got no doubt that you'll start to be productive. The progress will just come like that. Anybody can do it. And I think employing it will get you the results you want a lot faster than you think.
Slip, slide, trying to provide for me.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new around here, my name's Sunny and I'm a gap year student on my way to study medicine in September. Before we get into the video, check out my socials. On Instagram, and also make sure you go give me a follow on TikTok. So today we're talking about how I stay productive. Let's get straight into it. Number 1 is to set a big goal. I think this is really important because when you set a big goal, suddenly your work ethic has to be brought up to a specific standard. A comparison I've seen very evidently in my own life is in the gym. For example, I set myself a target which I wholeheartedly intended on fulfilling, to go to the gym 5 days a week. And I've not managed to hit that target every week. But what's happened is, even if I don't hit the target and only go 4 times, that's a lot better than me setting myself a target to go 4 times a week and then only going 3 times sometimes and sometimes 4 times. But now I'm sometimes going 5, but I'm definitely going 4. And so you can see that volume wise, that makes a complete difference. And that's from me thinking big. Another thing to match that example is me academically. When I say to myself, I want an A star, suddenly I already know, I'm already in the mindset of an A star student does this, so I'm going to do this. And even if I don't get an A star, like I didn't in all of my A levels or in all my GCSEs, I got very close, which is a lot better than setting myself a lower target and then underachieving in that. That way, at least if I underachieve in a big target, I've still hit the nail in a particularly good spot, like going to the gym consistently 4 to 5 times a week. That's very good. Getting consistently A's and A stars, that's very good. It's not as good as going 5 times a week every week or getting all 3 A stars, but nobody's perfect. All we can do is try our best. And I think a big part of trying your best and being productive is having a big goal, so that even when you do hit your target, it's amazing. But if you miss, you've not missed by much, because you've still been putting in the effort like somebody who is going to hit that massive target. The second thing I would say which helps me be productive is being organized. Now, I'm a big proponent of organization, and I'd attribute most of my success in almost everything that I do to how organized I am. And something that I really love, and I think everybody should use as a staple in their organization, is having somewhere where they can visualize everything in one big plan. And what I use for this is an annual calendar which has all the different months. And so basically, whenever something happens in the month, or I plan something, whether that be work, going out to see friends, things to do with school, tests, my medical school preparation, mocks, things like that, I'll put it all in there and mark it off. Okay, that's better. You guys can see how much I've got there. The red ticks are for the gym, and then you can see I have my medical school interview dates on there, I have work written on there, and just everything. And I've done that for January, February, March, just everything. I write it all on here, so I always know what I'm doing. I always know when I'm free, when I have time, when I don't have time, and I always know what I'm doing on that day. And I think organization is so important, so that you can work to your maximum. You know how much time you have, you know what you need to do, and so you know what you have time for and what you don't have time for, and that just leads to being very efficient. And so yeah, being organized, whether you do it in a physical way like this, I really like this, so I'd recommend this, but you can also do it electronically on your calendars on Google or on other apps, or even on Notion, things like that. But yeah, definitely organization, key to being productive. The third thing I do to stay productive, which I think is quite personal, but a few of you might relate, is that I really like to track things. I track so much, I track things on here. I track my workouts. I track the amount of time I spend studying, how many hours and how much money I'm making. I track how many days I go to the gym. I track so much, and I think I'm going to continue to track, because tracking for me, it shows progress, and I'm a very progress orientated person. Like, I actually get genuine happiness and satisfaction from seeing myself move forward, and tracking, because it's something that you're doing so frequently, you're constantly getting that reward of seeing yourself take steps towards your goal. And so that's why I think tracking keeps me productive, because I want to move forward. And I would definitely encourage people to track anything they do, because seeing that progression is definitely something that makes you want to go again or do better the next time. The fourth thing which I do is I tell people my goals. What this does is that it puts pressure on yourself to do what you said you would do. For example, earlier today, I actually told my friend, I'll give you a call once I've made the video. And I hadn't made the video, but I'd called him. And then when I was leaving, I told him I've got to go make the video. And he said, I thought you said you were going to make the video before you called me. And that's a perfect example of how social pressure or social expectation can help motivate you to do something. Because if you tell your friends or your family who genuinely care about you that I'm going to start going to the gym, they will check up on you to see if you've started. And so the way I think about it, at least, is that I don't want to disappoint them, or I don't want to come across as not telling the truth. So I'm going to go to the gym on top of my already added want to go to the gym. But that little bit on top can just kind of solidify your motivation or your decision to go do what you said you were going to do. And this works with academics or any goals that you have. Just tell people, tell everybody that you're going to do something. That way, that expectation will be there and that pressure will be there to kind of nudge you to do it, particularly in the gym. I remember at the beginning of my gym journey back in September, I said to my cousin, Carl, I'm going to look like The Rock this time next year. Jokingly, obviously. But he was like, nah, you're lying. And then there it was, that spark to prove him wrong. I was going to do it anyway, whether he said I was lying or not. Like, that's an example of getting that social pressure. I told him what I was going to do. I was going to grow. I was going to get muscular. I was going to go to the gym consistently. And then that was another person added to the list who could hold me accountable. That's exactly what it is. Accountability. You want somebody to be able to hold you accountable. And that's why you're going to tell as many people as possible. So then you stay true to yourself and do what you want to do. And then the last thing that keeps me going after all of this is definitely rewarding myself. Because when you work hard, you deserve to be rewarded. That's positive reinforcement. Yeah, some people will say, oh, the reward is achieving the goal. No, I think there needs to be more than that, because achieving the goal is good, but I think you deserve something extra for actually achieving the goal. And I think it's very important to reward yourself. And you can do this with anything, with food, with chocolate, with rest. Hopefully nothing detrimental, like something that will oppose the goal that you just had. Like, don't reward yourself with a month of no revision after revising 1 hour. Like, that doesn't make sense, but you get the idea. Reward yourself with something that makes sense, something that you really want, so that motivates you to go again, so you can get another reward. And it's all a positive loop, honestly. An example of me rewarding myself, basically, for getting good A-level grades and for getting into medical school, is I've booked a bunch of holidays this summer, and I'm going with friends and with family, and just doing something that I haven't done before, and something quite expensive, but I feel I've put in so much effort, so much dedication to these things that I feel like I deserve this break, this excursion around Europe, and I don't feel guilty for it, whereas I could if I felt I didn't deserve it. But I've worked so hard, so I think you should be able to treat yourself to things like this. And yeah, I encourage you guys to do the same. But yeah, make sure you drop a like if you found this video useful, guys, and subscribe, because I've got a good few videos planned up for next week, for the next few weeks, so you're going to want to see them. But apart from that, thank you very much, and I'll catch you guys next week. Peace.